Live, we are live. It looks like I got here just in time because I think the final leg of our of this dip is about to start, guys. I think it's about to start. I would not be selling here, make this very clear, but I think the final dip down is about to start. Low time frame, we are having some issues holding up trend lines. We had a failed breakout last night. So overall, I think that we are very close to having our final dip. So that's good news, right? So short term, this is probably going to hurt, but there's a lot of really good reasons as to why I think the dip is about like the whole downtrend, or at least the downtrend is about to be over, or at least in the short to medium term. I do believe that. So pulling up the comments right now so I can see what you guys are saying and all that stuff. Having issues finding it. Am I live? I think I am. What is going on? It's weird. Go to my channel. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, go ahead and put those likes in the screen. It's like every time I go live, we're always dealing with some sort of dips right lately. So no big deal. We were watching some different levels on here. It looks like we're starting to have some issues holding up these levels, and I think we're about to go in for the final drop, guys. I think it makes a lot of sense. So there's a few different reasons. For one, this was something I was looking for yesterday, and we actually made a lower low on our RSI on the 4-hour, and this is something I brought up yesterday, which is like, it gave me a little bit of concern that the dip was actually not over, because as you guys can see here, okay, we have lower lows on price, and we've also had lower RSI every time on the 4-hour. That means the drop continues to increase in intensity, right? So this last drop was pretty intense, which means what could happen here and what my primary bias is, right? So we have a low, right? A low here, a low here, a low here, and a low here. Every one of these is starting to round up, okay? Starting to round up on the RSI, but we are still making lower lows on price and RSI. So here's my thoughts right here. I think what's about to happen is we're going to be getting our last capitulation candle, right? So essentially what I'm expecting is for this price to dip down, make a new low, right? Make a new low somewhere in this region, and then start reversing, okay? Meanwhile, the RSI, because we have had so much time between that previous low, we've had the RSI be able to reset some. This RSI should actually only come down about here, the equivalency, and then keep going up, right? And that would create our bullish divergence on the 4-hour, which is what we were looking for yesterday. You guys see that? This is what we're expecting. So we would make a lower low in price, a higher low in RSI, and this would actually give us the ump that we need to push ourselves to the upside. So this is ultimately what I'm looking for. I want to see it dip. I want to see us make a new low, but I do want to see the RSI hold up above this previous low on the 4-hour. I think we have a pretty damn good chance of doing it, okay? We also have a lot of confluence here because, so that's my overall goal of what I'm looking for, right? However, let's see. So where's it at? Got to find the right chart. I posted in the Discord earlier today what my overall expectations are. So it's not really something unexpected, I guess. But this trend line, we're starting to lose it on the low time frame. Okay, very low time frame stuff, right? We busted above a trend line on this side, which I'll show in a second. We're starting to lose this trend line, right? So this to me is like a warning sign that we are going to drop. Okay. Furthermore, on the hourly, this is the hourly level that we were looking for. So far, we're still holding it, but we've tested it a lot of times already, right? So as you can see, there's our hourly level. We were talking about this. We held it. We got back above it. Now we're testing it again, and could it hold? Sure, but that trend line break, I think we're actually going to now be popped into the downside. I think that's the most likely scenario here, right? But the good news, like I was mentioning, the good news is, if you go to the high time frame, okay, high time frame stuff, zoom out. which is something you got to do in these sort of markets, right? You got to zoom out when there's a lot of volatility, okay? We have these two highs that were set back in April and, of course, back in November. Draw a trend line, extend the channel down here, and you can see, we can assume that we're going to have a channel form right here, okay? It's called assuming parallelity. Assuming parallelity, all right? So you assume that we have some sort of a channel forming here. Now, to give additional confluence in my channel theory, let me go to a good one. Here you go. Look at the interaction that we've had on this channel, okay? Look specifically at the midline. The midline is one of the things you really need to look at whenever you're looking at channels. And can I check out the middle? Yes. Okay, I can't do it that way. Damn, that sucks. All right, but look right here. Although this channel didn't actually exist until possibly very soon, the amount of interaction between the midline is pretty significant, okay? Testing it, break down below, testing it, deviation, but immediately rejection, right? Break above, testing, rejection, right? So this midline of this channel does have a lot of significance. So I would assume that this channel is significant, okay? And I do want to see it test, and I do think it's going to hold, okay? Because this would be the first time it would even be formed. So it's not been tested multiple times. It hasn't technically been formed yet. But we can assume that this bounce or this drop down to my levels are going to create that channel, which will continue it back up. All right. So ultimately, this is my primary bias. All right. Now also look at this right here. Remember my targets I'm going for on the golden retracement, right? Between 53 and 58, right? 53,000 and 58,000. This is my area where I look for the retracement, 53 to 58,000. Okay. Let's go back to our channel. Okay. 53 to 58,000. So if we come down here, form this level, and round back up and retest the trend line, 53,000 is right here. See that? This would be a very healthy midline test before a continuation back down. And if we do get a continuation back down, this is a, what do you call this right here? Let me find it real quick. Here you go. Look. Left shoulder, right? Head, right shoulder. Do you think people would freak the hell out if that was to happen? Do you think we'd have a continuation down? Yeah, of course, guys. This is what I'm looking for right here. And also, this sort of a head and shoulders where it's angling upwards, this is the strongest head and shoulders that you can have. And this would really give me the confluence that we are going to actually dip very harshly, okay? And it gives me my additional confluence that we are going to go into a prolonged bear market once this massive main triangle is formed, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is the overall thought process. The main thing here is I don't think it's smart to be bearish at this point. This channel should hold, okay? This is what I'm looking for, guys. I think it makes a ton of sense. So this would be a proper head and shoulders form. This would be a midline test of the channel once it's formed. This level has a ton of confluence. We also have had zero retracement whatsoever on this dip. Zero retracement at all. That is like, it's not common, guys. You're not just going to go straight down without any retracement. I talked about this in detail last time. Look at this. We have extreme negative funding right now. Extreme negative funding. That's really, really good sign, actually. I do like C. Why wouldn't it be? Even to the high? Yeah, I don't see any reason. Let's see. Head and shoulders, requirements. Let's see. Head and shoulders pattern requirements. I think it does. I don't see why it wouldn't. I'm assuming it would. Middle peak being the highest. Yeah, I don't see why not. Yeah, why not? Slightly shallower. So, I think it works. I would imagine so. I mean, either way, even if it doesn't necessarily make a meme head and shoulders, I think the trend line, the midline channel still looks fine. Either way, guys, this is my bias. I've been saying it for a long time, but this is additional confluence on what I've been saying for months. So, yeah, like, remember, I was bearish up here. Okay? Like, I was bearish up here and said, hey guys, I'm bearish, but I'm actually gonna let it fall all the way and then sell the retracement, right? I said that the whole freaking time. So I wanted the confirmation the bear market's in, which I think it's safe to say we did have the confirmation. So yeah, that's essentially what I'm looking for, guys. I think this makes a lot of sense. So basically, what I'm expecting though is some sort of a drop down here. Now, here's another thing to take into consideration. Okay, this channel could, I'm not saying it will, but could dip down low and then come back up. Okay, and I think that channel would still hold. So could this dip down to like the 20s? Technically, it could, as long as we have a solid buyback. I don't have an issue with that. I really don't. Okay, but overall, I do expect it to come down here, test this level, then continue back up to the midline. That's my expectation, guys. And like, it's not going to change. There's nothing here that's telling me this is just completely messed up. Nothing here is telling me it's just completely messed up, over the top, will not retrace. I'm not having that feeling from this at all. Okay. I know not everyone believes that. I know everyone's saying that the market's over and we're just going to keep crashing down to nothing. But like, I don't see it, guys. I really, really don't. So volume is still low here relative to the let's go to another chart. I don't like Binance US. Okay, Coinbase. Yeah, volume is still low here. Look, this is the volume on this drop right here. See that? Relatively stable or low. This is the volume over here, even higher. This massive capitulation right here, right? Like, there is more volume on this drop than this drop. Overall, guys, I'm really not concerned. I'm really not. We're going to get some sort of a retracement. Now, the important thing is when we do get that retracement, to make sure you guys actually are taking your profits at the appropriate times, right? But I'm definitely not selling here, all right? And if it does drop lower, it doesn't really change my bias. I'm going to wait until we get down, and then I'm going to be selling the retracement, wherever it comes from. And this may seem very aggressive and that's not going to happen and all that, but this is the golden pocket, guys. The golden pockets happen all the time on retracements. So it's very, very, very common. So, proven it many times on this channel and everything else. I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. So this is where we're at right now. And I do think it's going to happen. I do think this is my primary bias. I think it makes a ton of sense right now. Yeah. We do have the weekly close in about 3 hours, right? 3 hours? Wait, am I all messed up? No, 5 hours. Oh, my God. I would say that I won't be done. I'll be done streaming by then, but based upon my last few days, I've been streaming for like 5 hours a day or so, sometimes even longer. So I may be on until weekly close, right? So the weekly close is also a very important level today, guys, for a lot of reasons. So we do have some weekly levels on Bitcoin, but more importantly, we have a lot of weekly levels on our altcoins. Our altcoins are having a lot of weekly levels. I would like us to be back above this level, or at least inside of it, at the end of the by the weekly close. This would be a really big show of strength. So either one of two things I want to see happen. I want to see us wait until after this close happens to buy us an extra week. Okay. Wait, active support for 4 hours and 30 minutes. So we have this this breaker that was tested and confirmed. So we wait to dip. Or here's the other thing, which is also very possible. We start the dip really soon, the next, hour or so. It dips, and then we come right back up and we close above it. It's also very possible, okay? These are my two scenarios I really want to see. I want to see it hold that now, and we just don't dip, or we dip down quickly and reverse in the next 4 hours and 29 minutes, okay? Is it really going to change too much if this doesn't hold? I really don't think so. I really don't think it does, but I would like to see this hold because I would have to assume this is some sort of a resistance point on the way back up, and I have to take some profits to that level. So I'd really want this level to hold, so it makes my my decision making here a lot easier, right? Yeah, that's my expectations, guys. I think it makes a ton of sense. I think the charts are very clear right now. I think it's very clear. I really do. So, lots going on here. I'm trying to think of a chart I can get rid of. I'm not going to get rid of that one. What is this? Golden pocket. Liquidity levels. Let's dip on this chart. I'm going to start over on this one. Wait. No, I don't. This is the one that... This is the chart I have alert set on, isn't it? Yeah, I have alert set on this chart. I'm not deleting this one. Right? I think so. Let's go back to the new USD pairings. Bitcoin. Bitstamp. Yeah, this is the one I have a lot of alerts on. So. All right. No name. Are we really starting this crap all over again? Really, we doing this all over again? I'm not even gonna deal with your shit today. I'm not doing it. I'm just not gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and yeah, I'm not even gonna deal with your crap today. I'm sorry, man, but I'm just not gonna do it. I don't think that you're a good influence in this community. You just come in here and troll all the time, and I just don't want to deal with it today. So, sorry, bro. Fuck off. Let's see. What else, guys? Now, there is a sort of a falling wedge forming here. I did notice this in low time frame. It's very low time frame. And again, this is like super low time frame shit, right? But we do have a falling wedge showing here. I'm not really buying this is actually a very serious breakout. If anything, I think it's going to come up here and then just reverse back down. But ultimately, this is a bullish case. We are on a weekly support. We have dipped really, really far. A lot of times we don't get our perfect entries, right? That happens a lot. So ultimately, could this be it? Yeah, I don't think it would be, but we need to not completely discount it. I just really just don't want to discount it, all right? So ultimately, though, guys, I am expecting one more dip down, but like I've been saying for a long time, I do not think this level is for selling. I just don't. I don't think this level is for selling. I've been saying that ever since here, and I stand by that statement. This is already... The movements usually drop. This is already such a massive drop since the top without any sort of retracement, okay? And this feels very similar to how everyone was like responding back. If I can find it, there you go. Well, 50% drop, right? There's a very similar style of everyone freaking out and everything else. Same way as we had over here. Like, I feel this is a very similar situation. So, could we come up here and sort of consolidate and mess around? Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that too. But ultimately, I do expect us to break to the upside. So, yep, guys. What? Let's look at our different charts, right? I want to see how my coins are doing. When am I getting adjustments? How are we holding up? Crow looks really good. That is a strong reaction from that daily breaker. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. This looks really good. So Crow, I picked up quite a bit of this yesterday. I think yesterday I picked up quite a bit of it. Looks really solid. Where's the UT? Oh, I didn't put the BTC pairing on there or USD. Let's fix that. Old USD Crow. Wait. Could have swore I had it on there. Maybe I don't. Let's add this as a active, not a watch list. All right, cool. There we go. Yep, responding from our golden pocket, responding from our a 3-day breaker. Like, guys, this does not look unhealthy. Okay, like these altcoins are starting to respond pretty damn positively to our major levels. Like, I'm not buying that this is just going to go down without any sort of retracement. Now, this right here is an issue, okay? You can see I posted this as our bearish scenario for the altcoin market, okay? So essentially break above, come back down, retest this level, continuation up, right? So if we do show a lot of strength by Bitcoin or weakness by altcoins, and we do start to really pop the upside here, that would be a pretty bearish sign for the altcoin market, okay? Now, there's a lot of conditions there. Maybe Bitcoin just rips to the upside and completely leaves alts in the dust, okay? Alts get dragged up with Bitcoin, but basically Bitcoin takes all the market cap out and things like that. We've seen that happen many times in the past where Bitcoin just starts to rip and suck all the money out of the market. The other situation that could result in this is if Bitcoin crashes, the altcoins crash, but the altcoins crash at a higher rate. So that's also possible if this confirms as a uptrend on the Bitcoin dominance, right? Ultimately, though, we are still inside a major resistance level. I am not expecting it to continue going back down. I do expect it to collapse back through, but we need to be aware that as of right now, this 4-hour trend line is currently acting as support. Okay, it is currently acting as support, and that is a bearish sign for the altcoin market relative to Bitcoin. All right. Total 3 is holding up really well. So look at this. So total market cap, which includes Ethereum and Bitcoin, is at 0.5% up today. Total 2 is up 1%. That includes Ethereum. And then total 3, which is all altcoins except for Ethereum, is actually doing really well. So based upon this, it just means that Ethereum is not showing as much strength as the rest of the altcoin market, just like Bitcoin is not showing as much strength as Ethereum and the rest of the altcoin market, right? So essentially, the no-name altcoin, right? The every altcoin but Ethereum is actually showing a lot of strength relative to Ethereum, and both of those are showing extra strength relative to Bitcoin. All right, something to take notice of. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin, see what's going on. We're currently at $35,000 right now. 35,000. All right, there's our rejection on the falling wedge. Let's see if this confirms. And like I told you guys, I do expect this to drop to the downside. And this falling wedge failure to break out may be what accelerates it. So essentially, if we do get above, like let's say here, then we can look for a sustained breakout. But ultimately, I do expect to drop to the downside, right? That's what's really happening here. But good news is that we should have some sort of a, if this isn't the final wave, this should be the capitulation that happens very soon. If that's the case. Would I sell here? No, I would not be selling here. However, if you need to sell because you're overexposed or you want that security, that stability, if you're not confident in your TA or just don't want to handle the dip, I get it. I ain't mad. Nothing wrong with capital preservation, but I'm going to go ahead and ride this sucker. So I'm going to drop along with it. It's all right. I have some good juice I'm drinking right now that helped me keep me stable during this whole collapse. So, yep. Bitcoin dominance is showing strength. That means money is flowing out of altcoins into Bitcoin because they are in preparation for the dump because of the relative stability that Bitcoin should provide. DXY will open up today. What time? I think it's soon, isn't it? What time does DXY start trading? Does anyone know? It's today. It's tonight. I'm not sure what time, though. I guess I can go back and figure out what the time it started last time. 19, 20, 17, 14. So it started trading at 16 at 4 o'clock my time. So I have another 16, 4 o'clock my time. That means we have another 3 hours before DXY starts trading again. Okay, cool. Because DXY is going to give us a lot of hints on what's going on, right? Because if we're having a massive fleet of money from, or if DXY is increasing drastically, that means that people are cashing out traditional assets and trying to transition into the US dollar or fiat. All right, looks like we're starting to get sort of a dip right now. Let's watch it happen. All right, got to go to technicals. Let's go to Bitcoin. And yeah, Bitcoin I'm watching for the most part here, guys. I'm going to basically ignore the altcoins for the most part because this is really the most obvious to me, right? Bitcoin is the one that's really giving me the most clarity in this market on what's going on. Our key levels are set, and we always cannot forget that Bitcoin is king, and Bitcoin will dictate the rest of the market. So, like I've said multiple times already in the stream, but if you're just sticking around, just got here, you're like, oh my gosh, my alerts are going off. All right, this is my expectation right here, okay? This is my expectation. We are currently in extreme negative funding right now on Bitcoin. That means a lot of people are entering short positions. And whenever a lot of people are entering short positions this low, a lot of times they get burned, right? So that's what we're expecting. I'm expecting these late shorters to get burned here. I want it to dip. I want it to lose these lows at 34,000. We dip down here. Make some sort of an attempt at this channel. I want to get as close to here as possible. Then once we get down here, I want to see a real quick reversal because that would help us form our 4-hour what is it called? Bullish divergence. There you go. Our 4-hour bullish divergence. That's the overall goal. That's what I want to see. I want to see the RSI stay above 17.9 or so. 17. Yeah, essentially we want to stay in the 18s. Stay in the 18s on the 4-hour RSI. That's what I really want to see. If those two things happen, I think we're going to get a very strong bounce and recovery. All right. All right. So, yeah, we are falling through. Like I told you guys, this falling wedge, I really wasn't expecting much from it. And I think now it has officially been invalidated. So now we are going to get the dip. I have a lot of confidence we are going to fall. So what's going to happen now? Like I told you guys, we're going to drop down here. I want to see us tap the bottom of this channel and reverse, okay? Could we come down here and sweep these lows? Yes, this is also possible. There's nothing stopping us from doing it. Now that we are this close to the lows, it's not unreasonable for these lows to be swept, right? And this would be the last level of liquidity that we have in this market, all right? And liquidity is a very important thing because the only levels of liquidity we have left if we sweep that, right, down here, 16,000, right? Possibly here. Yeah, that's it, guys. Right there. That's our major level liquidity. 28,000, possibly 27,000. Below that, 21,000. Like that's a massive drop, right? Could it happen? Sure, but I just really don't see it happening, okay? I think that's way too far. But we are getting a crash, but ultimately I think we are going to be able to hold this and we're going to be able to form a bullish divergence on the 4-hour, in which case we will then pop to the upside. That's my goal. Now for this bullish divergence to form, I do want to see the new low set. Below. I want to see it get below 34,500 in the next 16 minutes. Okay, I want to see it get below there because I want to get a close below here at 34.4. Okay, if we get 34.4, get a close there, that would make a lower low on price and a higher low on RSI, and that should give us the impulse the umph we need to pop the upside. Okay, so let's talk about steps, right? I want to make sure we're all clear on this. One, get below, close a 4-hour below 34,522. Make a higher, or a higher low on RSI. Okay. 3. Then what we want to do is we want to capitulation wick of some sort. Close back inside weekly breaker. Okay. Those are my 4 steps. Okay. And it's a lot. I get it, right? It's a lot. A lot of things have to happen here. But this is what we're looking for my bias to play out. And I think it's pretty... I have quite a bit of confidence we're going to get something very similar to this happen. Okay? Let's post that on Twitter, or on, what is it called? On here. Upload on Discord so they can get the information for it. There we go. We have 14 minutes to get below here so that we can verify. We can make that lower low on the price. Okay, lower low on price and a higher low on RSI. Okay, so the RSI needs to stay above here. Okay, and this is our level for the RSI. And you guys can play along at home and see what we're looking at. Okay, if you make these clear step-by-step directions, this makes it a lot easier to understand what's going on, right? So that's our lower low, about 1830. RSI went to like that and back up. This is what we want to see. We want to see a higher low on RSI, and we want to see a lower low on price. Okay, wicks generally are not. Well, let me rephrase this. The only thing that matters in RSI calculations are the closes, not the wicks. Okay, closes only are what actually matters for RSI. So because of that, generally it's the best practice to ignore the wicks when you're calculating the price down as well. So a wick below here is not what we're looking for. We want to close below 34,522. Okay. Does this make sense though, guys? Are you guys following this? Is this clear enough? I'm trying to make all of my different scenarios, everything else, I want it to make very clear on what I'm looking for here. Okay. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to move this over here a little bit so we can watch this a little easier. Okay. Close a 4 hour below 34,522. Yeah. What it is? The lows is 34,5. The low is 34. Oh, that's the close. 34,536. 34,536. 36. There you go. Okay. Make a higher low on RSI. Capitulation wick of some sort, right? And this could be anything, guys. I can't stress it enough. Once we have this bullish divergence, this capitulation can drop pretty damn low. That's fine. And then we want to see close back inside the weekly breaker. This is the key thing we're looking for, and this all has to happen in the span of about. This all has to happen essentially in the next 4 hours. I don't know why you're targeting there necessarily, but I think it looks solid. It looks solid. I think it's an aggressive. I think that's an aggressive target, but I think it makes sense. As long as your risk to reward looks good, man, I think it looks fine. All right, cool. Hope you guys are enjoying this, right? I want you guys to have a clear plan established, and you want to make sure you execute it, right? And so this plan goes into the macro as well, and this is how this works, right? So, like, you need to understand what you're looking for in the macro perspective. Make sure all the different things all go together. This is Binance US. I hate this exchange. It's fine though. So Binance US, we're not going to get a good volume profile on it, which means I'm going to have to go to other exchanges to find better volume. But my other exchanges I'm actually using for all of our really high time frame in-depth charting. So I'm sort of just screwed what I got right here. So either way, the conditions are still set. The exchange we're going to be on is not going to change my levels here. So, but I do want to see us dip below here and close below 34,536 in the next 10 minutes. Okay. It's not that much. I think we can do it, but I do want to see it. Okay, I do want to see it. Let me draw my level out. 34,526. Take this off. $34,526. There you go. Cool. That's our level. I want to see it close this 15-minute candle, which is also the 4-hour, below this level. Okay. But I also want to see the RSI stay above 1830 on the 4-hour. I know it was a lot, but these are the things you're looking for. Okay. Oh, man. But yeah, I think we're going to get it. I think it makes a ton of sense. Oh, man. Well, if you guys are here, if you like the content so far, what we're going over, make sure you guys are throwing that like and subscribe and comments and all that good stuff, right? So that helps the algorithm, and so that this video is shared with more people. So that's the key, guys. This This one's old. Fear and Greed, where we at? 11 still? Oh, okay, it updates daily. Got it. That makes sense. Do want to see this close below here. That'd be a really, really good thing for me, right? That would at least confirm our 4-hour bullish divergence, which is the one thing we have not had yet, guys. We have not had that bullish divergence actually form yet. And that buys us 4 hours for the market to do stupid stuff so that we can basically have a bullish divergence going into that wick or that capitulation. Now, if we don't close below there, then we're not actually going to have a 4-hour bullish divergence. We're going to be stuck with an hourly, which is not as strong. So, yeah, that's what I want to see. I know it's a weird thing that I'm saying I want it to drop so that we have a better chance of reversing, but I do want it to drop down there as we form a bullish divergence. So, if anyone has any questions or whatever, like, go ahead and ask. I have no problem doing it, but I want you guys to understand what's going on and have a clear pathway established. So, we got 7 minutes left. Ugh, there we go. Trying to stretch a little bit. Limber up. This is going to hurt for a second, guys. Okay? Just expect it. It's going to hurt. If you want to open up a head short, you can do it. But I am not touching anything. There's too much pressure building up here on the upside. I think it's way too dangerous, right? Because the problem is if you're in a short position, even if you have a stop loss in place, if we do get a cascading liquidation event to the upside, a proper short squeeze, your stops will be placed into a queue, and you will be selling at whatever price is available at the time of your queue position. That means, although your stops could be like here, you may actually not get out of that short position until way up here, right? And that's a lot of space. So just be aware. That's why I don't think it makes a lot of sense to be in a short position right now, or at least I'd have a very large spread and tolerance, right? So high leverage short position, very bad idea. Low leverage where you can accept a liquidation cascading event or a cascading liquidation event. All right, cool, right? There is a lot more liquidity at the downside. So I do think that a long position, you should have plenty of liquidity down below if you want to enter long position here. That shouldn't be an issue, but for shorts, it's going to go pretty violently if it does reverse. So just be aware of that, guys. All right, let's go to other charts, see what else is going on. Anything else in the market that's happening? Bitcoin pairings on the altcoins. Looks like alts are starting to flee into Bitcoin a little bit. You know, not as much as I thought it was going to be. Still relatively, alts are holding up relatively well so far. A little bit surprised. Yeah, a little bit surprised by that. All right. Let's see. We're just waiting for this dip. I think it's going to happen. We're just waiting for it. What's up, CB? What are you laughing about? Oh, man. Yep. Guys, this is what I'm doing today. We're just watching this. We're going to be watching this dump. We're going to be trying to go play by play. So it may not be the most interesting stream. We're not really going to be going over too much different other stuff. But essentially, we're just watching this market and trying to get an idea of what's going on. So, I mean, personally, I think that's what everyone wants to see. So I think that everyone wants to know what's going to happen here, right? And I think that makes the most sense. So, all right, cool. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, remember, I want a close, not just a wick, but a close underneath $34,534. Okay, I want to close below that, which would give us our 4-hour bullish divergence. Be a really clean play, actually. Man, I really want this. It's not required, but damn, I really want this. That would give me a lot of confluence. Yeah, 4-hour divergence is a really strong one. So I do want to see it. Let's see what's happening on here. You know, Twitter. Not much. Yeah, guys, I think the play is pretty simple. It makes sense. Thanks, CB. Retweeting, like always, bro. I appreciate that, man. You're my boy, bro. You're my boy. I don't post on Twitter like very often, but thank you very much for whenever you retweet it and like it and all that stuff. It gives me the warm, fuzzy feelings inside that at least I'm tweeting to somebody. Thank you, CB. My boy. What else? What else? What else, guys? What else? What else? Come on. I want to see it dip further. 3 minutes, guys. We can do this. We can do this. Really want to get this drop. Really want to get this dropping. It would just it would complicate things, right? If we didn't get that. It's not a huge deal, but it would throw a small little spigot of like a small little wrench into my entire system I plan, right? Because we would not be able to have that 4-hour RSI and also we would not be able to get a bullish divergence as well as a close inside the weekly breaker. It's not possible, right? You don't have to have a 4-hour bullish divergence, but it definitely does help. Come on, let's get a drop. Come on, y'all. I need some whale to just nuke it. Just nuke it, just for a little bit. In 2 minutes, just nuke the price down just enough to give me that lower low. That's all I want. Then you can launch at the upside. I'm cool with that. I just want to get this bullish divergence. All right, here we go. A little bit. 2 minutes remaining. Such a low time frame, guys. But man, it's trading is about these very, very, very small movements. Just a lot of little movements that add and compound onto each other that make a really big deal. Oh, come on. There's no support here. Like we're right below the weekly. Well, we're right inside of it, but the weekly is not going to close for another 4 hours. So just want to see a dip, get that 4-hour divergence, and then I'll be a lot more comfortable in my position here, right? Feel a lot more comfortable. All right, cool. Still waiting on it, guys. We're right there. It's that freaking close. We're $200 away on the Bitcoin price. That is, how much is that? That's going to be 0.5%. 0.5%. Can we do it in freaking 55 seconds? Oh, come on. Nuke it now. Nuke it. $30 seconds. Not looking great, y'all. Not looking great. Unless we get just a really quick drop down. Ain't going to happen. Yep, ain't going to happen. All right, so let's see if any other exchanges got a 4-hour close beneath it. 430. Nope. Okay, so we did not get the 4-hour bullish divergence that I was going for, which is unfortunate. It's not a huge deal, but it's, these things compound, right? So now let's talk about what's next, okay? I know it's weird that I'm actually disappointed we didn't drop, right? But this right here, the close below the 34.53, 54.536 did not happen, which means now, although we made a higher low on the RSI, we did not make a lower low on the price, which means that this is not a bullish divergence in the 4-hour we're probably looking for. So at that point, this now is no longer valid because we can't get the close. Now, can we make a 4-hour bullish divergence on the next 4-hour candle. Yes, we can. There's nothing wrong with that. We can definitely do that, right? Let's say it does do this and it does drop down here, make another low here. That's fine. The issue is, though, if we close below here, that means now we do not close inside the weekly breaker, right? You can't close below here and inside here. It's not possible. So at this point, the 4-hour bullish divergence and closing inside the weekly breaker is not possible, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that because it doesn't really make any sense anymore, right? So yeah, so I don't know. Let's see what other divergences we do have. We have a 2-hour. It's not great, but it's something. Nope. No, we don't. So the only divergence that we have right now is on the hourly, and it looks like we really played out. So that's something to take notice of. Oh, man, it just sucks. I really wanted that one thing to happen. Okay, not a huge deal, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Either way, I'm still looking for us to drop down here and continue on up. We just won't have the 4-hour bullish divergence. So something to take notice of. Yeah. All right. Well, what's going to happen now? That's the big question. We're really just waiting because now we really don't have a time frame we're looking at. The next key thing I want to see is I want to see us close inside of here. Okay? I want to see us close inside of weekly breaker. There's obviously a weekly level, so we need to get a weekly close. And that weekly close happens in that long, 3 hours and 57 minutes. Okay? I'll probably be here anyway, so, you know, whatever. But I'm hoping we get action prior to that. So one of two things I want to see now, okay? I want to see either it hold for 4 hours and then dump, or dump now and then close back inside. Either way is totally fine with me. I don't care which. What I don't want to see is us below that after the weekly. It's not what we want to see. What are the big winners right now? Oh man, I'm struggling today. Let's see, Loom. Request. I have, so if you guys are in the $5,000 to $50,000 challenge, I have my cells set for request, and I also have my cells set for CVX. No, CVX is a personal holding. That's right, personal holding. So my CVX cells have been placed. My request cells have been placed. They almost got hit yesterday, but they didn't actually get hit. Well, actually, both of them. If you go to request, you can see it here. These are my levels I'm looking at. So at hourly, is it going to work? It's going really slow. There we go. Cool. So on the hourly level, you guys can see this, or let me drop it down to a lower time frame. That's what I was looking for. So on the 4-hourly level, you can see these levels a lot more clear. Where the hell is that? Did it move? So weird. All right, whatever. Okay. So I have cells from 28 to 29. No, I don't. I did not take this cell. I did not. That was not the one I wanted to take, so I went ahead and got rid of that. But I have cells here, here, and here. That's what it was. So, and this is between 31, 33. I have cells from 41 to 44, and I have cells from 50 to 52. So this is where I'm selling a majority of my CVX, and I'm holding like a 25% moon bag in case it does pop the upside. But that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, at this point, guys, like I was saying, I want to see this do one of three things, okay? But they all consist of closing a side weekly breaker. Either holding out, dropping, holding out to after the weekly breaker, then dropping, okay? Because that gives us a whole week to screw around below it and get back inside of it. That's really good, right? Or we drop now and get back inside there in 4 hours, or I want to see us just rip the upside. That's all I want to see. One of those three, and I don't think that's unreasonable. You know what I mean? So I give you three different options. Either oops, other direction. Drop now and then buy back. Weekly breaker. 2, hold off on drop till after weekly close. And then pump, then drop. 3, just go up from here. This is what I want to see now, okay? And the 4-hour bullish divergence has been invalidated. We want to hold. There you go. Perfect. Okay, there we go. These are these are the 3 things that I would like to see happen. So one of these 3 things are what I would like to see happen. Yeah, because we've already invalidated that. So now dip now and get back above, hold it out until after 4-hour close, and then dip, or just rip the upside. Preferably, I would love to just see it just rip the upside. That'd be great, right? Because I don't really have much fiat left to throw in the market at this point. So I'm cool with just ripping the upside, right? And I think that'd probably be the max paying scenario for most bears because a lot of people are really expecting that last little dip down. So, but you can't discount that this area is still a major level of support. Yep. There we go, guys. That is where we're at. That is where we are at, guys. What do you guys want to go over? Because we're just waiting at this point. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys have my attention. Let's see. I'm watching different markets right now, seeing what's going on. Luna looks great still. God, it looks good. Luna is a beast. Request is a beast. I can keep talking why I'm so bullish on Request still. That's always really good. I'm still bullish on that coin, like so bullish right now. Well, let's talk about Litecoin actually. Litecoin is an interesting situation. So we are in a precarious spot right now with Litecoin. In order for this to hold, this weekly breaker, we need to hold inside of this weekly right now. So we have 3 hours and 48 minutes to get up around 1%. Okay. We got to get 1% up in the next 4 hours, or we will actually have a bearish close for Litecoin. So yeah, we really want to see that happen because Litecoin, I think, is one of the most bullish charts out there. And this would basically, I'm not going to say invalidate it, but it basically takes away our time frame, right? Because our time frame right now on this breakout happening is very quick. Okay. So this falling trend line is going to infinity level, right? It's going down to 0. Okay. So this trend line has to be broken out of, you know, essentially by like, let's go up to the higher time frame. It has to be broken out. Where the fuck's my dates at? What? Yeah, this trend line will be in 0. It will be literally 0 by, that's April. What the hell? Why does the time frame stop here? Is there something I'm missing here? Is the world ending on like April 16th? Is that what's going on? Is the world just ending right here? Because why the hell are there no more time frames right here? Either way, we have to break out of this trend line by around May time frame. It's just not possible, right? However, if we're able to close above this weekly level, then that makes it a lot quicker, right? Because that means that we only have here. So essentially, within a week-ish, we're going to have to get a confirmation of this trend line, whether or not we're going to break down or break the upside. And my bias right now is to break the upside. Okay, made that pretty clear and did a lot of analysis on it to know I do think the ultimate direction of Litecoin is up. And this will actually give us a solid level that it has to break the upside in the next 10 days. It's not possible, right? Either going to break down from the weekly breaker or it's going to break the upside. So, yeah, I want to see us hold this weekly, and that only happens in 3 hours and 45 minutes. So, that'd be really cool to see. I'd be really happy if I got that close. If I didn't, I'm going to have to reevaluate my positions on there because at that point, I'd have to consider that some sort of a weakness, in which case we don't really have much support beneath us, guys. You guys see that? It's basically empty below us. Then we got to go over here to the Litecoin USD pairing and try to find support levels in the Litecoin USD pairing and basically wait until we do get some sort of a bullishness in the market. Where's Litecoin at? Yeah, we did tap the 200 weekly moving average, which, let me tell you about this, guys. The 200 weekly is an exceptionally important level. Exceptionally important. It cannot be understated the importance of this level. So basically, the 200 weekly is the same level that supported the entire Bitcoin crash back in 2017 or 2018. Okay. Bitcoin was supported by the 200 weekly moving average, and that's what popped the upside. It also gave us support back here on the COVID crash back in 2020. We did close beneath it, but we did eventually pop back to the upside. So, wow, we're actually showing a lot of strength right now. All right, Bitcoin, I see you. What are you doing? What is going on here? Are you just trying to take off? Are you just basically being like, nah, screw it, we're just going to go ahead and take off and not get that last dip? Possible, right? which again, that's fine because that looks like a solid breakout of that trend line. But again, super low time frame, guys. Don't get too caught up in that. Super low time frame trend line. And this is going to be our falling wedge. We broke down from it, back above, retest, continuation up, right? Maybe, possibly. It's not my primary bias, right? I still think we're going to dip. Make that very clear. I still think the dip is coming, but we have to respect that we are showing some strength here. Yeah, and bottoming patterns are not always very clean. That's something else. They're just not, guys. Whew. And we are on a major support level for the total 3 chart. So the altcoins are on major support levels. We have dipped essentially the level that we'd be looking for in a macro perspective for a retracement. This is a 50% retracement. That's a pretty damn aggressive dip, and that's basically where we do get our major reversals at. So that's why I keep telling you guys, I don't think the right play here is to be shorting. I just don't think it is. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But yeah, I also don't think that we have that much further to drop if we do. Right about there. It's basically all I'm looking for. If we do dip. Now, the good news is since we do have this falling wedge breakout, we probably are going to have an answer in the next 20 minutes or so on what direction we're going to be choosing, because either we're going to be aggressively increasing or we're going to be aggressively dipping. Yeah, I would say in the next hour, I think within the next hour, we should have a very clear direction in the market. Ugh. What is going on? How is the we got a pretty decent drop on that on the Bitcoin dominance chart. I want to see this keep dropping though. That's so important. And when I talk about this major support level, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is such an important level. We're 2% up right now. It's not bad actually. Right? Okay, this weekly level, okay, very key level of support. Okay. It formed it, broke below it, resistance, broke back above, support, fell through, support, right? This is assumed to be a support based upon market structure, right? Because this key level, okay, fall below, test, break above, test, break down, reverse, right? This level is a serious level, and if we lose it, that is a serious loss. Okay, then if we started losing these levels, then I would legitimately start being like, okay, maybe we actually are in like some serious problems here, right? But this is also not just for the market structure part. This is also the golden pocket retracement zone, right? This is also the golden pocket retracement level. So like, I don't like selling at golden pockets. And this is the golden pocket of the entire structure. So that seems very dangerous to me. Yep. I do agree with this part. I do agree with that. I think it's going to be a trader's market. I think we're going to have a lot of volatility in both directions. I do agree with that. I will be adjusting my portfolio a ton on the way back up the retracement. I do expect we do get a retracement, but I think that traders will be successful and holders will not. Because it's going to be a lot of chopping and aggressive movements in both directions. So, yeah, I agree. There should be a lot of opportunities for altcoins. A lot of opportunities. I'm not saying, let me rephrase this. I'm not saying a lot of upwards volatility. Okay. Like, I'm not saying it's going to have massive increases in, like, you buy here on your coins and you can sell 3,000% up. What I'm saying is there will be certain altcoins out there that are going to do incredible things. And there's also going to be some very massive drops that happen, and you can take advantage of it if you're patient and willing to buy some very red candles, which obviously I don't have a problem doing. Red does not scare me. It doesn't scare me at all. Used to. I used to be terrified of the red candles. Now it doesn't even bother me at this point. Like a Brains, are you still here by chance? Or Bro Science, right? What did I say I was doing last night while the whole market was going to crap? I literally told him that. I was like, hey man, I've been looking at charts for a while. I'm just done. I'm gonna go play some video games. And I did. I played video games. I was like, I'm just done. I've been looking at the charts for so long. I don't really care at this point. So um I played some City Skylines last night. I haven't played it in 7 years. Turned my Steam account on and I was like, holy hell. So um let's see. What else? What else? What else? Longs are stable, shorts are stable, nothing really there. God, I wish the markets were open. And I know it's going to get violent. Like, make it very clear. I think we're going to have a lot of violence in the market tomorrow. I do believe that. But it will give us additional information, right? So us as traders, what we want data. We want information. And the more data that we can collect and go through, the better decisions that we can make as traders, right? So when we have a closed market, there's no additional data coming in, and that is frustrating, right? Like DXY is such an important tool for me, and yet I can't even look at it right now, right? Like it's not moving because it's not open. That's why I love crypto. You're always getting fed data constantly, just more and more data and data and data. So our job as traders is to try to interpret that data and figure out what that actually means. So we're at what, 30? We're currently at 35. Filling that gap down here at 32, that'd be pretty cool. But that wouldn't even take effect until tomorrow, so maybe we get the weekly close, wait till the CME opens tomorrow, and then it collapses down, gets that sweep, and then continues back up, right? That'd be pretty cool. And we basically do this, right? So like the CME futures, these have these gaps on here, gaps in trading. And so these gaps are pretty important. And like I mentioned to you guys before, if you've been on the stream before, you have these two levels. And these two levels are significant. So I would expect to go like that and back down. But obviously we continue going down. So at this point, it would make sense for us to go like this, sweep it, back up, right? But that can't happen. This can't happen. It can't sweep it and actually close that gap while the markets are closed. So that's what sucks. Just close, man. Can't do anything about it. Soon. Tomorrow morning. So want to get this gap filled. Be pretty neat. All right, let's go back to the USD pairings. Let me go back over here. I'm watching my request on Coinbase right now as well. God, I have so many sells. It took me about It took me about an hour or so to get all my sell positions set just for requests in CVX. It took me so damn long. Yeah. Good reclaim. Yeah. Broke below, reclaimed it. This looks really solid. Good low time frame reclaim. I like that a lot. Love it, love it, love it. On this chart, we are testing it again. Bitfinex is this massive breaks in price. That makes it really hard to trade this chart, so I really don't use that one. Binance also is a little jinky, isn't it? No, I guess it's right. A little bit of gas, but not too bad. Overall, though, Coinbase, Binance USD is the best to use. This one's different. It's weird. Why is this so different? It's weird. Try this. It's not bad either. Pretty decent interaction. I guess it is. I guess it is accurate. Never really considered that level, but I guess it is. Test, test, test. Went back down here, broke beneath it, reclaimed it. It's not bad either. Like in general, though, I think this whole chart just looks really, really beautiful. I really do. I like it. It's weird to say a chart looks beautiful, but it really does. CVX is showing strength on the Ethereum pairing. ENJ. Strong bounce off of the 200 moving average. We are having a reversal of some capacity right now, or some sort of weakness. Not that bad. Ethereum Classic, like guys, this chart looks beautiful. This chart looks gorgeous. Weekly breaker, tap in there. I would imagine, right? We have 4 hours to close it. I would imagine this is once again going to confirm. And not only is it going to confirm, this is likely to confirm as a sweep of this level. See that? So not only if we close above the or inside the weekly, as long as we close above this, that's going to be a sweep of the weekly. That's a really good one. This chart right here makes me think I might want to add some position on the Ethereum Classic. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about that. Crow still looks good. Very strong recovery. So if we come back down in here and we retap this level, that'd be a pretty strong support, right? Solid support level. If we come back down into it, I'd be interested in adding additional position on Crow at that point, right? CRV, XS. XS just struggling, man. Yeah, Link showing weakness. I was concerned about this last night. I think Link looks okay, but it doesn't look as strong as it did. XRP. This liquidity was tapped. I would like to see it close above it. That'd be really nice to see. We're just like at some very pivotal levels on so many different things. Oops. Interesting. 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 USD pairings. Bitcoin. told you guys we're going to get some sort of movement here really soon. So basically, we've broken out of that structure, right? There we go. We've broken out of that structure. So now let's see if we continue back up. My bias is still we won't. My bias is still a drop down here. But the closer we get to the weekly close without some sort of movement, the more concerned I get. I want to see this thing drop. If it's going to drop, I want it to happen like, soon. Hourly. So we have lost the hourly last candle. Okay, so this is no longer a valid support. Okay, that's no longer support. We get rid of it. 4-hour level, we also lost that. So essentially, we really don't have any support beneath this. Okay. Another reason why I really think we're going to get a drop. We just don't have any support beneath this. Like there's nothing here. We have a 15-minute breaker right here we're currently on. So if you want to really overanalyze this, that is your support, right? So if you lose this level, you're going to keep going back down. But a 15-minute level, how significant is that? I think the argument is probably that it's not. However, that would also fit my bias that we're going to drop if we come back in this falling wedge. So 15-minute support level technically works because the weak or the falling wedge, that's essentially where our invalidation point is when we lose that level. So hope that makes sense. I think my bias is sending me down. I think down's still the direction. I think it still makes sense to me. Yeah. I think we're going to have a chance for lower prices. I think it makes a lot of sense right now, guys. Not a lot lower, but I think we are going to have lower prices. Where's the funding? There it is. This is the funding rates right here. Look, negative funding across the board. Just red everywhere. Negative funding everywhere. Right? And that's one reason why, like, except for this one, Ample, right? Ample's high for some reason. But, like, there's just red. Everything's red, 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 red. Red, red, red. Then DMG for some reason. A few others. But, like, for the most part, it's red. This is just negative funding across the board, guys. Like, this means there are exceptionally high number of short positions relative to longs. Okay. Negative funding rate suggests speculators are bearish and short traders pay funding to long traders, right? And that's what that means. So there you go. Yeah, guys, like XLM's very negative. XMR is very negative. Whenever I see this, like really negative fundings, that makes me really more bearish, right? This is not like, make it clear though, this is not as bad as what I was expecting, but it's still negative. Seven days. Yeah, there you go. There's the liquidations. Yeah, Bitcoin futures only, but pretty decent on liquidations. Yep. Mana versus pain. I'm not even sure what that means, honestly. I think Brains, you messaged me, didn't you? Oh, you took the scalp? All right, cool. Yeah, best of luck, man. I mean, I think you have a good chance at it. Uh, if nothing else, it will keep you, more okay in going through this drop, right? So if we do have the drop, that will at least make it to where you have some coin that's doing something well, right? So I don't see an issue with it. Hedges are never a bad idea if you are not confident in the market. I probably should be hedging more whenever we are getting these dips, but I haven't done it. I really don't have a good reason why not. A lot of times I'm very like confident we're gonna drop, but I won't adjust. I won't adjust and open a hedge. I just don't. I don't know why. Probably a good idea. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh yeah, I saw that. That's funny. What do you guys want to talk about, man? We have like 3 hours to the weekly close. I'll probably be on the whole time. I say probably. I probably will. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I probably will be on. Let's be real. I know how I operate. So, bad news is that I will actually. My wife comes home tomorrow. Good news for me, but bad news for you guys, because now I'm actually have to have like a real life again. So, she gets home late tomorrow night, so I'm gonna go pick her up. So today, obviously, like you guys have been getting me streaming like constantly for the last like few days, right? So soon we'll be moving into a situation where I'm not streaming as much because I have a life when she's home. But yeah, you know, I don't go back on the road until February, so I'll still be available, but not as much as I have been the last like week. Um, what are you guys' thoughts? You guys think we're getting another low, or you think this is it? Where do you guys think the bottom's going to be at? I agree with this, but not right now. They will drop that far. I do agree on that, but not yet. Do do do. I don't know, guys. First waiting. Here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to get off. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back. Okay, back. Take a break, probably like an hour or so. And I'm gonna come back around the weekly close, right? That's my goal. I'll be back around the weekly close. But there's nothing really going on right now, and I don't want to make I don't want to make any speculations. I want to take the market as it comes when the weekly hits, and go from there. But right now we're sort of just waiting, and until we get some sort of like a movement in either direction, it's a really boring stream, and just watching charts. That's really all we got to do, guys. That's all we're doing right now. So I'll let you guys go. I will see you guys soon. So don't go too far away, right? But until we get some movement, I'm just gonna go and do something else. So, all right, guys. Well, I appreciate it, and I will see you guys soon. Deuces, boys.